we should be good now. Uh, well, first off, hello out there. My name is Mr. Steven. I almost forgot my name, so we're off to a great start. Anyway, again, my name is Mr. Steven, and I am a part of the Book Buddy program from Partnership for Kids. Well, obviously, we're not at school for the remainder of the year, and that is a very sad thing. But also it's very much so a good thing that basically I can do this to still be a book buddy to you guys, and that is a great gift, and that is a great honor as well. Um, this particular one has is for the first graders, and I just have a question for you guys. What is a invention that you cannot, absolutely cannot live without? You might need to think about that for a while. Okay. Now, I would have to say for me, an invention that I absolutely cannot live without. Hmm. That's a very good question. Let's see. An invention that I absolutely cannot live without. Ugh, if only I could point to them. They're basically just like a hand reach away. It's something at the tip of my fingers. What are? It's books. I absolutely cannot live without books, without reading them, without going into them and just like enjoying myself reading those reading books. I absolutely cannot live without reading books. I love reading. It's one of my favorite hobbies of mine. And this is just a little snippet of my book collection. So, but we're not here to talk about me. I'm here to read to you guys. So okay. Now this particular book I'm going to read has to deal with inventions. Well, more precisely, the inventions of this guy. And this particular guy, excuse me, this particular book is called Neo Leo: The Ageless Ideas of Leonardo da Vinci. That's a very a tough name, isn't it? This particular book is by Jean Barbeta. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Oh, by the way, I do apologize if the camera seems a bit off. This this is a new laptop for me. I'm not very good with these like inventions or inventions of technology. I would say I am old school. So ask your parents if what is old school. Okay, hopefully they'll define it good for you guys. So anyway, Neo Leo: The Ageless Idea of Leonardo da Vinci by Jean Barbeta. Oh, there's a nice little illustration of a yeah, that's a UFO. So so anyway, I will read this to you, and since this is my first like virtual book buddy thing, I'll try to show as many pictures as possible. Alrighty. First off, we have a nice illustrations right here of different types of inventions. Hopefully, you guys all saw that. Again, I'm very new with this technology stuff. Alrighty. Neo Leo, The Ageless Ideas of Leonardo da Vinci by Jean Barbeta. Leonardo da Vinci was fascinated by the world around him. He studied animals and people. He watched plants grow and birds fly. He explored the mighty rivers. Nature was his teacher. It inspired his remarkable studies and inventions. See Leonardo right there, just seeing the world around him. See the grass and the flowers and the people all over the place. Leonardo's ideas were revolutionary, but they remain buried among his 20,000 pages of notes. Most of his inventions were not built during his lifetime. The designs were either too expensive, too sophisticated, or too controversial. Sadly, most of his ideas have been lost to time, but the surviving notes prove he was a true visionary. For example, some of his ideas being flown away by birds. You better watch out for those birds. They could, they, they, yeah. 1903. The Wright brothers are famous for creating an engine-powered aircraft that could carry a person into the sky. That's pretty cool, isn't it? 400 years earlier, Leonardo had designed several man-powered aircraft, including I do apologize if basically I pronounce this horribly, the Orth the Orthonoper. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I do apologize if that's incorrect. He wanted to give people the ability to fly like the birds he passionately studied. Now here is a picture of the Wright brothers and their motor power aircraft. And here, you guys can see that all right. Here is the Leonardo da Vinci man-powered aircraft he invented over 400 years before. 19. Ooh, I'm way off. I do apologize for that. 1891. Odo, I'll probably pronounce this horribly. Odo Lilienthal. Odo Lilienthal, I believe that's how you pronounce it, had actually seen Leonardo's Orthonoper drawings in the late 1880s. He was motivated to develop history's first successful hang glider. Hang gliding is actually pretty cool. Leonardo designed his glider after watching leaves glide through the air, such as leaves falling from trees. They kind of like sway back and forth. Now, here's a picture of this guy whose name I cannot pronounce, this hang glider. Here is Leonardo's invention. 1887. Adolf Eugene Fick. That is a very interesting name right there. Is responsible for making and fitting the first pair of successful contact lenses. Some of you guys may wear contact lenses. Oddly enough, he tests them on animals. 1895. Thomas Edison's kinetoscope was a forerunner of the modern movie projector. Leonardo's designs show detailed concepts of a contact lens. He used light and water to conduct advanced studies in vision and magnification. But it was not the first example of a projector. Leonardo figured out how to use a light to project things through a lens. That is actually really, really cool. Now here is the modern inventions, like this is the contact lenses part. That dog does not look happy, does he? And here is a example of a kinetoscope, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Again, these names are kind of hard for me, and basically I'm pretty sure for you two to pronounce correctly. And you know what? That is fine. Here, Leonardo's close invention of a contact lens and a modern day movie projector. It's actually very cool how basically he uses the light to actually reflect a small image, which is right there, onto a big uh, thing. Next page. 1781. Thomas Paine exhibited a model of a single-span bridge in Benjamin Franklin's garden. Yes, that Benjamin Franklin. At the time, no one believed his bridge could work, especially without the upper support piers to hold up the center. Leonardo believed that a single-span bridge was surely possible. But like Mr. Paine, he had never saw his bridge constructed. He also proved the value of truss bridges. Leonardo's experiments confirmed that a triangular truss would resist tension better than the older box structures. He proposed a two-level truss bridge. The bottom level for transportation. Transportation means like cars and buses and all that stuff. And the top level for pedestrians. That's just people walking. Here is a Benjamin Franklin Thomas Paine example right here of the bridge. Hopefully you guys cannot hear that. My mom's cooking. And this is Leonardo's invention. This the bottom one for like cars and stuff, and the top one for people. Again, I do apologize if you guys can't hear that noise. My sister is cooking Mother's Day lunch, and that's good. All right. 1916. The world had not seen a tank in action until World War One. The British Navy developed it, and Captain H. W. Mortimer, that is a very cool last name, brought one into battle for the first time. Leonardo was thinking about tanks long before Captain Mortimer. Turtles became his model. He considered himself a pacifist, but looked at weapons as a design challenge. He also designed grenades, machine guns, and a giant catapult, among others. I do apologize if basically I'm not pronouncing words correctly. These are actually very interesting words to pronounce. I would suggest you guys look under a dictionary or something to know exactly how to pronounce these words. Anyway, here is the first tank built. And here, I believe it's this one up here or this one down here that is Leonardo's ideas for a tank. It is actually pretty cool. 1870. James Starley is credited as the father of the British bicycle industry. Many of his inventions led us closer to the type of bicycles we ride today. Now, did Leonardo invent the bicycle? A bicycle does appear in Leonardo's notes. While historians agree that it is not his drawings, some think that a pupil drew it after studying a bicycle prototype in Leonardo's workshop. Others say it was drawn as a prank by someone centuries later. We may never know for sure, although we do know that Leonardo had designed many parts that are used to build bicycles, such as gears and chains. Beginnings of modern bicycle. This is a very tall bicycle, isn't it? Here's apparently Leonardo's drawing of a bicycle, or basically his pupil. I hope you guys can hear me correctly. Alrighty, 1907. Paul Cornu, I believe again. Sorry about the names. Was a bicycle maker by trade. He built the very first helicopter to lift off vertically. Now, vertically is going up and down. It hovered 1 foot above the ground for 20 seconds. That is actually pretty cool. Prior to that, Leonardo devised his own version of a helicopter, a helica screw. It used the same principle as modern helicopters for compressing air to achieve liftoff. Unfortunately, the weight of his machine and the man-powered mechanics would have prevented real flight, and you'll see why in just a second. There is 1907. I was right. No, 1907. Beginnings of a helicopter. You see these things that kind of look like bicycle wheels, don't they? And here is Leonardo's invention right there. I believe there's about 3 or 4 people there trying to make it work. It would be actually pretty interesting to see, wouldn't it? Ready. Next page. Modern boats have fish-shaped hulls, unlike the square-shaped hulls of days gone by. And all passenger ships today are required to have double hulls for extra protection. 1943. Jacques Conste, uh, Consteu, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It sounds French, actually. And Elmi Gajan made modern diving equipment popular popular when they designed underwater breathing equipment called the Aqua Lung. They're very hard names. Possibly ask your parents to basically help you a bit understand these more. Long before those features were accepted, Leonardo watched fish. again. I do apologize for this. Long before these features were accepted, Leonardo watched fish swim and realized that their body shapes were ideal for traveling through water. He also envisioned a double hull body to keep boats afloat after being rammed. Scuba deer, scuba deer, and not scuba deer, but scuba gear. There's a G in it. Existed much earlier than Leonardo. But he added his own features, such as a inflatable bag to raise and lower a diver and reinforced breathing tubes. Okay. Now here is a modern day example of a ship. And basically you see how very similar the bottom of the ship is to a fish. Here, modern day scuba gear. Now, now here right here, please. Here is Leonardo's sketches and examples of what would later become modern day boats and scuba gear. Not deer, but gear. With the use of modern imagery technology, doctors now understand that when blood moves through the heart, it forms a vortex that opens and closes the valves. Leonardo had already figured it out. He was a very smart guy, I'm pretty sure. Through detailed body dissection and simulated water experiments, he discovered and diagrammed accurate examples of vortex formation in the blood. And the heart is right here in the middle of your chest. Now here is a modern day example of doctors seeing this guy's heart on a screen. This right here is Leonardo's not inventions. He did not invent the heart. Uh, uh, Drawings of a heart and basically how they work. It is actually pretty cool if you get into that stuff. We're almost done. What do steam locomotive and cooking rotisserie have in common? What do they have in common? Leonardo da Vinci, of course. His notebooks are filled with experiments on steam power and air pressure, predicting the development of the steam engine. Again, I hope you guys don't hear those noises downstairs. I do apologize for that. He understood that hot air rises and used that knowledge to operate an automatic rotisserie, the first. Now, a rotisserie, if I can see that correctly, is like cooking meat around a fire, and basically they spin around and around and around until of course they're completely cooked. This right here is of course a steam engine train. Some of you guys may have seen or heard trains going around. And here is Leonardo's inventions. That looks pretty scary, doesn't it? Just him like opening up a lid and steam coming out. You better watch out for that. They can be pretty hot. 1885. Automobile engineer Carl Benz invented the first gas-powered automobile and essentially launched the auto industry. Automobiles are cars. 1940. When people attended the 1940s World's Fair in New York, they came face to face with the Electro and Sparko, two of the world's earliest robots. Leonardo's self-propelled cart foreshadowed both the automobile and the robot. The cart was spring-powered. Layers and gears were used to program its movements like a primitive robot. Leonardo designed and actually constructed robots for royalty and court pageants. Springs, levers, water, and weights powered and controlled them. Now, okay, this is a picture of the first gas-powered automobile. Almost all cars today are powered by gas. There are some that basically are in fact new inventions, such as like the electric car, which runs on electricity. And this right here is 1940s World's Fair with the robot right there. Now this right here is Leonardo's sketchings and inventions. And this is very cool. And now, on to the next page. In 1785, Jean-Pierre Blancard, I believe that's how you pronounce it, created the original all-fabric parachute and the first to prove that it could provide safe escape from a hot air balloon, a parachute. Actually, his dog proved it. Or one could argue that Leonardo proved it before both of them. He had a different purpose for his parachute. Its function was for traveling from high to low surfaces, like the birds he observed. His triangle design, unfortunately, was never tested. Now, here is Jean, right there, testing out his parachute with his dog. Hmm. And don't worry, the dog was all right. Now, here is Leonardo's inventions. I can kind of see why people would be concerned because they're just literally hanging there. Alrighty. We're very, very close to being done. Let's see. Triangle design, unfortunately, was never tested. Until now. That's right, Leonardo's ideas are finally coming to life. Several are being built and tested, and they are working. For example, Adrian Nicholas built and flew Leonardo's parachute. Hey, Viphorn Sands team built the single span bridge. Mark Ro- Rosheim, I believe that's how you pronounce it, built and operated the self-propelled cart and Robot Knight, that is pretty cool. Dr. Maury Garib, again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing this name incorrectly, built and confirmed the success of Leonardo's artificial heart valve model. And Steve Roberts and Martin Kim built Leonardo's glider. Judy Leedon flew it. The amount of knowledge and vision found in Leonardo's notes is overwhelming. And remember, about 2/3 of his notes are still missing. Imagine what is left to learn from this incredible inventor. Here's Leonardo, which is sketches, and here is an example of what I just told you. What I just told you, such as the parachute, the robot, the so many different things. So many things we use today were actually ideas from Leonardo da Vinci. I think that is really cool. I think that is really, really cool. And let's see this real quick. Here are the sketches such as this, and here's today's. You see you see that there's very much similar things to them. I think that this is really cool. Basically, you can invent something, or basically you can have the idea for something, and then basically, quite literally speaking, build on it. I think that's very, very cool. Alrighty, and well, that is Neo Leo, the ageless ideas of Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci, that does not sound right. Leonardo da Vinci, that's his name. It was by Jean Barbeta. I I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope and pray that you guys are safe and sound. And I just want you to know this: that basically you should never lose hope. We all need hope, and we all have hope. Find the hope. Find the good. Okay, so I just want to give a special shout out to not only the Partnership for Kids people and staff for basically allowing me to read to you guys, and also a very special shout out to the first graders at Field Club Elementary. I just want to say hi to you guys, and some of you guys may know me, some of you guys may not. You know what? That is fine. Uh, again, I hope and pray that basically you guys are all safe, and that basically you never ever lose hope. Thank you very much for listening. I will hopefully see you guys soon. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Now stop video.